Hello, huge apologies for the late start, everybody, but good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. My name is Lisa, and we're going to be doing some tarot readings today. So if you would like a tarot reading, how do we get that started on this channel? Well, the first thing you need to do is obviously be a subscriber. Secondly, what you need to do is to go ahead in a few minutes' time when we open up the list and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Okay, that's how you get the readings. We're only going to be on until 8:30, so just under an hour today, unfortunately, but we're going to be getting through as many in that time as possible. Now, before I go any further, I do have to say that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life, and tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. So with all of that being said, let's get some readings going. Let's see who's here on the live. Dr. Pfizer, hello, good evening. Ed, good evening. Thank you for being here, Ed. Renata, guten Abend, Frau Lisa. Und auch für all die Abend die sind. I'm not quite sure what that means, but thank you very much. Dr. Pfizer, there's no list as such. What we do is we open a round in a minute, and you need to put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. That's how we get the readings. Okay, now you can go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic if you would like to queue jump the list just up there, where you can, in fact, buy a queue jump, and that costs just £4, 4 UK pounds, and a percentage is donated up to the 2 bladder cancer charities that helped me out last year. All of that being said, let's go ahead and start some readings. So then we're just going to crack on today through these. Before we go any further, though, I'm just going to hit the little magic button. Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel, I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me, and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic Witchcraft. Yes, indeed. Don't forget, if you would like a question, you do have to start your question in the chat with the word question so it gets picked up. Just to give you another opportunity to get yours in, go ahead and get your question into the live chat right now. Yes, indeed. Right then. So it looks like we have one person. Isabella, my darling, here we go. So I've got your question up. Let's go ahead and read for you. So I'm going to swap to the other camera. Let me just take this little ticker tape off the bottom of the screen. There you go. So then, Isabella, your question is, hang on, let me just click it so I can see it. If anybody else is waiting for a question, do please bear in mind that you do have to wait until the round is open. So we'll open another round after this first reading. So then, hi, can you tell me more about my relationship with my boyfriend, Calm, like what's to come in the future with him? Okie dokie, we'll have a look at that for you. So then let's go ahead and swap over the cameras. I need to click on the other button. Right then, okie dokie. Oops. A bit of a weird camera angle. I was using this a little bit earlier today. That's why. Come on, swap round. Oh, there we go. Does that work? There we go. Fantastic. So then, Isabella, let's have a look at your reading. So as always, I read with elemental energies. We call them the dragons here on this channel. They are my dragons. But it is the elemental energies that I work with. So before we go any further, let's do a nice little... That's just to cleanse the energy. Thank you, Ed. I think it's just going to be you and me tonight, Ed, but thank you very much. We're only going to be an hour, my friend. So then let's go ahead and read for Isabella. So Wispy, Isabella would like to know, can we see more about her relationship with her boyfriend Khan? Like what's to come in the future? Okay, so let's have a look at this. There we go. Let's have a look. So there's no card jumping out. So let's see what we've got. So then, if you are waiting on a question in the chat, do please hold off until we open another round. We'll start that in just a few minutes. Oh, the Lovers, Isabella. So this is where you are now. This is what you need to know. And this is the opportunity. Right, let's have a look. So then, where you are now, the Lovers. Now, this is quite a lovely card, as you can see. Lovely hussy. But this is also a card about getting in touch with your own dark side, your shadow side. Okay, so it's not just talking about the Lovers as in jiggy jiggy with it, sort of a little bit of... It's also talking about the Lovers as you connecting with your shade, your darker side, and all of that. So this is really important that you basically are making sure that you get your needs met. Now, the one thing I will say though, in terms of a relationship reading, this is really good for a relationship reading because the Lovers in your where you are now position is actually talking all about that. So it's all about that love connection, that lovely romantic connection that the two of you are sharing. So that feels really nice. Okay, it's a good positive start, Isabella. Then in the what you need to know, we've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now the Queen of Pentacles, for me, Pentacles is a work, career, money, but it can also, especially with this deck, which is the fifth element, the fifth spirit tarot, this card can also be talking about planning and sowing seeds for the future. It's quite a nurturing card. So if there's any discussions around maybe bringing starting a family or bringing in fur babies, anything like that, it's sort of taking the relationship onto the next sort of level, then then that's what this is relating to. It's a beautiful card. The one thing I would say is it has come up reversed. Okay, so because it's coming up reversed, it's saying that I do think there is an issue here where maybe one of you's in a slightly different position in terms of this relationship. Okay, so in terms of what you need to know, maybe one of you is more ready to move on and start making plans for the future, long-term plans together, than the other one is. So you can see there's a plant pot here. So this person has grown these plants, taken cuttings, looked after them, nurtured them, all of that, and then they have sown this for the future. We've also got the bunny rabbit here, and of course we all know what bunny rabbits are good at, don't we? Jiggy jiggy jiggy. So again, making plans, long-term plans for the longer term future. But it does feel like maybe one of you is in that place and one isn't. Now, in terms of your opportunity, we've got this card here, the Temperance card. Now, it has come up reversed, but again, I will show you it the right way up. The reversal is talking about mixing. The right way up is talking about the fire and the water, mixing the two elements, trying to come up with a peaceful solution, a third way, if you like, a negotiated way. Now, because it's come up reversed, it's saying that actually what you need to know, or the opportunity, is maybe this is a time where there needs to be a little bit of, how can I put it? There needs to be a little bit of oh god, the word escapes me. What is it called? Give and take, basically. A little bit of it begins with C and I can't remember. Compromise. There we go. There needs to be some compromises here in terms of longer term plans. So it does feel like you and Khan are in a really good place at the moment, Isabella, but it also does feel like the longer term plans, maybe you need to have a bit of a discussion about that and see what actually it is that you both want, because it may be something as simple as you want to get a cat, he wants to get a dog. right? It could be something that simple, and you end up, both of you, you end up with guinea pigs. You know what I mean? It could be something that simple, or it could be the longer term plans that maybe one of you is thinking long term in terms of kids and you know, settling down, and the other one isn't quite in that same place. Now, the one thing I would say, 2 of these cards are major arcana cards, so these are big shouty cards, so it does feel like these are the big important cards. So the Lovers is where you are now. That is wonderful. And Temperance coming up is maybe it's a time to have that difficult conversation and learn sort of whatever each of you is looking for, because ultimately, if one of you is looking for this long-term, you know, bunny rabbits and all the things that implies, and sowing the seeds for a long-term future, and the other one's in it for a bit of fun, then ultimately there's a disconnect there. But hopefully, Isabella, that makes some sense. The outcome, or rather what I would say, the sort of the way through, the opportunity here, I would say, have that conversation, say that you've had this reading, that everything's looking grand, but actually, do we need a conversation about the long term? And maybe that will spark a conversation and things can go from there. So yeah, hopefully, my darling, that makes a little bit of sense. Thank you ever so much for your question, but that is going to be it from for your answers for the tarot today. Hopefully that helps, and thank you very much for your question. Right then, I'm going to click back on the live chat in just a second. Let me just put these back in the deck and give it a shuffle. So then, on the live chat, let's see who is here. Ed's tempted to get this deck. It is a beautiful deck. It's a really, I find it talks to me really clearly, this deck. It really does speak very clearly. Oh, Isabella, thank you for the reading. It does make sense. You've been talking about long-term plans recently, but you need to have a talk a bit more. Absolutely, that ties up perfectly then with that Queen of Pentacles coming in reversed. It really does. So that is absolutely perfect. That's wonderful. Renata, I agree with you. In a relationship, compromise is always necessary. Give and take on both sides, else the relationship won't last. I do agree entirely, but that Temperance card, sometimes there are some things that you just can't compromise on. So if somebody really wants kids, for example, and they really want like 5 children, and the other person just does not want kids, is not that way inclined at all, then that can become a sticking point, and that's what that Temperance reversed is talking about. Who else have we got here in the chat? Anya's here. Good evening, Anya. I hope you are well as well, my darling. Brown is here. Good evening, Brown. Palak Mizra. Good evening to Palak. Wow, lots of people have come in recently, haven't they? I think that's everybody. Have I said? Oh no, SK as well. Good evening to SK. I think I've said hello to everybody that's here in the live chat now. So yes, thank you ever so much for joining me. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to read again for, I'm going to open another round. So we'll do another reading. Just before I do, I haven't done anything naughty yet. I haven't said anything naughty. Just in case I do, you may not be aware, but there's been a bit of a YouTube scandal. I know, right?
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Okay, sorry about that. Right then, let's just have a little look-see then. Don't forget, if you would like a reading, please go ahead. Hi, Kimberly. Thank you. I've just seen your chat pop up. If you would like a reading, please go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will be able to get to that for you. I'm not on YouTube via your TV, but I am on the PC. Oh, hi, Patricia. Hi, I hope you are well, my darling. Thank you for popping in. I know I started the original stream and then it all went kerfuffled. So it streamed for about 5 seconds and then it stopped and it wouldn't let me restart that one again. So, but anyway, we're here now. You found us now. Thank you ever so much for popping in. Sad Girl, there's no list as such. There is no list. What you need to do is go ahead. In fact, look, I'll put it on the ticker tape at the bottom. We're going to open another round right now. So all you need to do is put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will go through them and I will pick one of them at random. Okay, so just put your question into the live chat just about now, and I will go through, grab one at random, and then we'll take that one at random. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. If not, I've prepared a nice little quick and easy little video. Yes, indeed. I'll give you just another 10 seconds or so to get your questions in. Indeed. Right. Okay. Let's have a look. So we've got 2 questions and I'm going to grab both of those. Ed, I don't know what you binged the bingy for. You bunged the bingy, you binged the ding dong, Ed. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Right, let's have a look. So we've got 3 questions in. I'm going to click on. I'm not looking. I'm scrolling up and down with the mouse. This one. Oh, I can't even see who that is. Who's that? Hang on. It doesn't even help with my glasses on. That's not good, is it? This is when you know you're getting old. Sag girl. I think that's Sagittarius girl. Let me have a look. Question: do you think I'm going to move into my own house? I have no income. Probably not then, if you've got no income. Sorry to be blunt, but you do it's expensive living on your own. It really, really is. It's been a while since I've lived on my own, but it is really, really expensive. But yes, let's have a look though. We'll do your reading for you. I'm going to go ahead and let's angle the camera slightly better. Right then, let's go ahead. Bear with everybody. I'm going to swap the banner, take the banner off and just swap cameras. So then, Sag Girl, let's have a, oh, come on. I clicked it. Honestly, I clicked it. There we go. Oops, that doesn't like, I don't know what the camera's doing today. It doesn't like the position I've got it in, does it? There we go. Oh, now I've got the lights on. Hang on a second. How do I turn that off? That one. Oh, hang on. 1 second. Look, I'm upside down. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi. You can probably see right up my nose. Right, there we go. Sorry about that. If you can see right up my nose. Let's just angle that to here. Oh, I don't know what is going. There we go. That's better. I've just found out that the camera actually moves this way as well as that way, so that works. Right then, there we go. So there we go. Oh, and the lights come back on. Oh well, it just looks like we've got a light now. Right then, let's have a look-see. So dragons. Sad Girl would like to know, do we think that they're going to move into a new home, their own home soon? Let's just have a look at that. What is going on with my screen? Come on, I need a full screen, please. Thank you very much. Right, there we go. So then, dragons, do we think Sad Girl is going to move into their own home? They've currently got no income, so let's have a look and see what the cards have to say. So then, Wispy, what are we looking at for you there? Okay. So then we've got the King of Wands, the Ace of Wands, And the Five of Wands. Right, my darling. So if this is past, present, future, okay, then or if this is, now I'll tell you what, this will be the situation, the obstacle, and how to overcome. It doesn't really help either way, does it? So the obstacle, the situation, the King of Wands reversed. So Wands is your self-esteem, confidence suit. Okay, so it's talking about all of the things that your confidence, how you see yourself, your identity, all of those things. Okay, and so it's saying that because this is reversed, the king is normally a position of authority. It's normally somebody who has the final say, but this is reversed. So at the moment, it doesn't look like you have options in that situation. Does that make sense? It feels like you aren't the one that's able to make these decisions because it's reversed. Is saying that you don't have that, maybe that authority, if that makes sense. You don't have the maybe you don't have the opportunity at the moment to make that happen right now. Okay, so the situation right now, it doesn't feel like there is that option there. The obstacle, it's the Ace of Wands, so it's talking about a new start, but again this is reversed, which means that for me this is saying that somehow, oh, there we go, somehow I think you're stuck in a situation. So you're stuck almost like repeating a cycle, repeating a loop, because this is the new start, but it's reversed, which means that new start isn't coming or isn't going anywhere, and it's in the obstacle position. So it's kind of like it keeps bouncing you backwards and forwards. So yeah, there's something here that is just it's blocking that right now. Does that make sense? It's blocking that energy, it's blocking that new start. Again, I don't think at the moment you've got the means, or you've got the ability to make that to make that choice, to make that jump, especially with this being in the obstacle position. It's like you almost need to create something new. You almost need to make quite a big change in order for that obstacle to happen. So whether that is a longer term career, whether that is getting some sort of promotion, whatever that is, making some sort of money, that's kind of what this is talking about. But again, because it's reversed, it's like there is a blockage there. And then in the how to overcome the blockage, unfortunately, my darling, we've got the Five of Wands again. But the fives, even though this is upright, fives are a time of a lot of instability and change. So you can see here, like if that's the standard wand, we've got the standard wand there, and we've got the flame on the lighter here. That's the standard wand. We've also got a flaming torch. We've got a pitchfork. There's a baseball bat and a 2x4 with a big nail in it, right? And what's over the top of that? A hornet's nest. So it's literally talking about there is a lot of upheaval happening right now. And so I think that you need to sort the income issue out before anything else is going to fall into place. And how you overcome it is, I think you've got to make some really big changes here, because this five is all, and this is because this is upright. This is about you having that authority, that purchase, that, there's another word and it escapes me. I'm so sorry. My brain's not working today. But there is you've got the agency. That's the word I was looking for. You don't have that. You don't have that with these two cards, but with this one, that agency is there. So it's really saying how you overcome this obstacle is to make some big changes in your life, and go with that instability. Create, make some big changes. If nothing changes, then nothing changes, my darling. And this is really talking about it may well be time for you to change things up a little bit, and maybe then you'll be able to move towards that goal of actually getting your own place. Okay, I hope that helps, my darling. I really do. But that is going to be your reading for today. So yeah, the cards are really, these cards, I've described it so many times, right? It's like your best friend, your mate, a mate, a friend will say to you, if you've had a sad day or a sad few days, a friend will say, when you're feeling better, I'll come and grab you and we'll go for coffee. Your best friend and only your best friend can say, do you know what? Your breath stinks. You haven't had a shower in 4 days. You've been in that bed. It's surrounded by pot noodles, takeaways, and everything else, right? Absolutely, it is rank. I'm coming over. You're going to get in that shower. I'm going to drag you out to Costa. I'm going to buy you a sandwich, and then we're going to sort out your bedroom, and that's what we're going to do. Only your best mate can say that. That's what these cards are like for me, right? They really are that blunt for me. They tell it really, 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 really straight edged, right? And that's why I love this deck. The fifth spirit tarot, really, really good. Really hard hitting deck for me. So yeah, Sad Girl, you need to get out of here. You may well need to, my darling, but how you do it, you need to make sure you do it in a safe way. So maybe contact some charities if the situation you're in is really difficult. See if there's charity organizations that can help out. See if there's, you know, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in your life, but see if there are organizations that can help. And you know, see if there's friends of yours that might be able to help and things, but make sure you do it safely and make sure you do it, you know, you're not jumping out of the frying pan into the fire, because I know a lot of people who have moved out of a situation where maybe they didn't have a lot of support and have ended up homeless because they jumped when they didn't have anywhere to jump to. So just make sure that you're doing it in the best way possible, my darling. But thank you very much for your question. Right, we are going to cut the stream short, so we've only got about 25 minutes today. Megana, hello, I've got your I've seen your question come in, but you do need to just wait a second, my darling. The way it works on this channel is that we'll open up a round, everybody puts their questions in, I take my glasses off and I click one at random, and that's what we read for. Each reading's about 7 or 8 minutes long, and then we get on to the next one. Oh, thank you, Anya, my darling. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to do that now. I'm going to open up another round. So again, if you would like a reading, make sure you put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Go ahead and do that now. You've got about 35-40 seconds, something like that, and then I will grab one of them at random straight after this. We have a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! Okay, I'm just going to hang on. Let me take my specs off. So also, it doesn't really help. I've got a smudgy bit. It might actually be a scratch on that lens. I think it is a scratch. Damn it, it is a scratch. I've got a scratch on there at the moment, so I can't see anything out of them anyway. So let's just scroll. We're going to go with that one. What's that? Oh, Sad Girl. I've just there you go. If you ever wondered if I can actually see or not, you can see I can't see anything at all. Right, okay, it's probably lower down than that then, so we'll go here, there. What's that? Kimberly, question, can I please have any messages from Spirit for me? Sorry to be greedy to ask for a reading so soon. I'm so lost with my life right now. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Okay, my darling, I'll try. We do say to try not to have a reading every week because things don't change unless you give it time to change. But I will do my best for you, my darling. But again, just bear in mind that, you know, normally the reason I read about a month in advance, a month behind, is because that's where I see. So if you've had a reading within the last month, it's not going to really change that much in between times. But I will go ahead and see what the cards have for you today, my darling. Right then, so here we go. Right then, so dragons. Kimberly would like to see if there is a message from the cards, from the ether, from the spirits, from wherever. She needs a little bit of guidance with her life right now. So that's what we want, dragons. All of us need some guidance, don't we? All of us need some guidance. Absolutely. Right then, dragons, let's have a look and see if there's any advice for Kimberly coming up. Oh, there we go. We've had a card that wanted to drop. It didn't quite flip, but it did want to drop. So, oh, the star, Kimberly. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. So, my darling, let me just, I'm going to cut your cards. And then, right, there we go. Then I'm actually going to swap cameras. Let me explain. Right. I can do this very, very simply with this one card. You've got the star reversed, my darling, right? Now, this has come up as your clarifying card. The star is about wishful thinking for me. Yes, it's wishes and goals and all of that. But when it comes up like this in this reading, in this manner, it's talking about, listen, nothing changes if you don't make positive changes, right? I could wish to be a millionaire. I could wish to be a size 0. None of that's going to happen. Right? If I keep eating takeaways every night, for instance, which I don't, and I keep, if I never play the lot, I don't tend to play the weekly lotteries. So I could dream about winning the lottery, getting £1 million and doing all these things, but I don't even play it. So that's never going to happen. It's the same sort of principle with this card, my darling. It's talking about the reason it's come up reversed is because it feels like you're not setting goals. These are wishes. And a wish is fantastic. It can make you feel wonderful. But to have a wish this way up, a wish is actually a goal that you set and you work towards, right? That is a wish. That's what I wish that this would happen. As I wish it, so mote it be. All of that. If you want something to change, if you want there to be a different direction in your life, my darling, set the goal and work towards it. Just throwing a penny in the fountain isn't going to do it, my darling. I wish that magic worked that way. I really do. The way that magic works best is with will and with our goals and our intentions. If it's just I hope things get better, it's not worth the paper it's written on, and it isn't even written because it's said. Do you know what I mean? So this card coming up this way as a clarifying is literally saying, look, right? And again, think of this as a best friend, right? Okay, think of this as your best friend. Your best friend would say to you, girl, I don't know how you identify, but girl, for God's sake, stop fannying, stop fannying around, get on with it. If you want to lose 2 stone, start a diet. If you want to get fit, go to the gym. If you want to get a new job, start applying for jobs. If you want a new boyfriend, go and find a new boyfriend. If you want a new girlfriend, get out there on the dating scene. No one's going to come knocking at your door, right? That's what this card is talking about. It's literally saying you've got the opportunity in your life to make those decisions and make those changes, right? I get that you don't know what direction you want to head in, but just try any direction, right? I'm currently, I need to lose weight and I'm on Slimming World and it's going incredibly slow, but it's slowly going, right? I could decide now, do you know what? I'm going to do Weight Watchers, or I'm going to try Jenny Craig or the cabbage soup diet or whatever else, right? I could fanny and mess around, but if I don't actually start controlling what I eat, it's never going to happen. So for me, Slimming World, that is working slowly, but it is working. And that is that thing. It's that same thing, right? If you want say if you dream of being a doctor, because this wishful dreams is all linked in, right? So if you dream of being a doctor, that's great. You can put on a white coat, throw a stethoscope around, a stethoscope round your neck. It doesn't make you a doctor. To get to be a doctor, you've got to put the work in, the effort in, study, get your high school diploma or your GCSEs or whatever it is, then go for your A-levels and your degree and all of that, and then go for your post, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? Set those goals, work towards it. And then all of a sudden you're a doctor with £300 million in student loan debt or whatever it is. It's that same principle, my darling. If you want to have a lovely garden with a big water feature and currently your garden is an overgrown wasteland, maybe mow the lawn. That's a start. And that's what this card is talking about. But I am going to go ahead. I'm going to pull you the other 3 cards. Let's see what the cards are going to tell you, okay? I'm sorry if that sounds really blunt, my darling. I don't mean it to be blunt, but that's literally what I'm saying with this, because it's literally saying, like, how can I put it? It's literally like your best mate saying, come on, get off your backside. Let's make some changes, right? So let's see what the cards are doing. I've already done your cut. So What advice have we got, cards? The Chariot. Do I even need to say it? So the Chariot's talking about a journey. The reversal is talking about you're stuck. There is no journey. You're not going anywhere right now. So it's literally saying, I've just said it with this. I should have just put the cards down and then I could have said it about the cards. So the Chariot is talking about going on a journey, going on a movement, going on this wonderful adventure. But literally it's saying, look, at the moment, you're not going anywhere. So even just try it. Say, for instance, if you don't know what to do, right? You're a bit stuck, you're a bit bored, take up a new hobby. If you see in the local community centre or the local night school, if there's a course for stained glass windows, right? You might never have wanted to make a stained glass window in your life, but sign up for it, go and do it, give it a try. You might find out that it's wonderful and you love it. You might hate it, but you've given it a go. And what you might do is you might go and do the course for stained glass windows and then discover next door there's a crochet class. So you jump onto crochet and then all of a sudden you start doing crochet, and before you know it, you're like my friend Renata in the chat and you're crocheting dresses and skirts and everything imaginable. And all of a sudden you're this like hugely popular crochet designer, whereas actually you went along for a class in stained glass and that was a direction, and it turns out it wasn't the right one for you, but it led to something else. Do you know what I mean? So this Chariot is talking about, look, at the moment, just start anywhere, just move anywhere, just literally start. I don't mean like physically move house, but start in any direction. Tomorrow morning, go and have a look at your local community college, sign up for a random course, go and have a look and see if there's some free online courses, sign up for anything. Bookkeeping, stamp collecting, I don't know, herbology, whatever it is, just go and give it a try. It might not be for you, but at least you know, God, I really find stamps boring, or I really can't do maths, so accountancy isn't for me. Just try, because that's what this card is saying. Then we've got the Page of Cups. Okay, so we've got an element coming in here that is talking about a childlike nature. There's some innocence with you, my darling. And I think what this is saying, that actually maybe like a child, when everything is new, you don't know where to start first, and you don't quite know what floats your boat and tickles your pickle. So again, it's kind of saying, well, if you don't know, it's a bit like when we're a kid, right? We don't know what food we like and what food we don't like, right? So I don't know whereabouts in the world you are, but here in the UK, there's something called fish fingers, right? Which are like bits of white fish in a sort of wafer type shape, I guess. I don't know how to describe them. They look a bit like this, right? And they're cod normally, and they're cooked in breadcrumbs, and you fry them or microwave them or however you cook them, and they're a popular thing that kids like, right? Fish fingers, chips and beans in the UK is a standard kids dinner. But how does a child know that they like that dinner? The first time they eat fish fingers, they might go, ugh, that is disgusting, but they've given it a go. The second time, or there might never be a second time, but at least they've given it a go. Do you know what I mean? And then they try it with the chips and they go, oh, I like chips. So now you know you like beans. You know you like fish fingers, and you know you like chips. You might have a mouthful of curry and go, oh my God, no, I can't eat that. I'll have beans with it. And then all of a sudden, you know that you like chips, beans, and fish fingers, for instance. And this card again is talking about give things a try. Think of it like a child, right? Try some new experiences. If you don't like it, great. Don't eat fish fingers, chips and beans ever again. You know what I mean? And your last card, my darling, Page of Swords. Right, this is what's holding you back. This is what's holding you back. This childlike, it feels like for you, my darling, it feels like there's so much choice that you're being overwhelmed by the choice. Does that make sense? It feels like it's like walking into an all-you-can-eat buffet and not knowing what to go for. Whereas actually the point of an all-you-can-eat buffet is you have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of the other. You try it all and then go back for seconds on the things you really liked. Okay. Swords. So how I explain is Swords is your trouble and strife card, the obstacles, the challenges, and Page, that youthfulness, that's that block. Okay. So like I said here, you don't know what tickles your boat. No, floats your boat and tickles your pickle. just give everything a try. Try everything, right? You might be in life, you might be thinking, you know, I want a boyfriend. Try a girlfriend. Try a non-binary partner. Give it a go. Does that float your boat? No, actually, you kissed a girl and you hated it. Okay, don't do it again then. At least you know that's not for you. You know, go and hike up a mountain, right? You go, oh, I hiked up a mountain. I'm knackered. There's no view. I hate it. I'm never doing that again. But at least you've given it a go. Go and try anything random. Make this month, we're still at the start of August, so make this month the month that Kimberly tries 5 new things for the end between now and the end of August, right? Just try 5 new things, whether that's a new food, a new hobby, thank you Ed, a new lover, whatever it is. Just go and try 5 new things. That childhood not knowing is stopping you, and that is or that childhood not knowing in too many options is this, and this is that stopping you. Okay, my darling, hopefully that makes some sense. Let me swap cameras. I'm going to swap cameras very quickly. We're going to have time for one more reading, everybody, because unfortunately we are going to finish at 8:30 tonight. I need to finish early. But yeah, I hope that helped, Kimberly. Let's have a look at the live. No, I understand what you mean. It's okay. It's not too blunt. Okay, thank you, my darling. You just feel really stressed right now. Yeah, I get that, my darling. So I don't know how to relieve stress. Some people find meditation helps and mindfulness practice and all of that. Some people eat their body weight in biscuits. Some people, you know, go hiking 10-mile hikes. Whatever it is that works for you, try. And if you don't know what works for you, give it a try. And with that, my darling, I'm going to say thank you very much for your question, and thank you very much for being here tonight. Oh, it does. Oh, it resonates a lot. Thank you. No problem, my darling. Right then, for everybody, for the last time tonight, I will be back on Sunday. Do please go ahead and put your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, and we'll grab one of those at random. Sorry, I love so I edit all of these things myself, and I love the bits of music I've put together, and I love a little bit of rock music. That is my matrixy one, which I quite like because of the green lights. But anyway, right, let's have a look in the live chat. Oh, okay, Lisa, you're the only one that's asked a question in the live chat on this round, so you get the last reading tonight. What does it say? Will I get a job offer soon from the places I applied to? Let's have a look at that for you, my darling. Let's get the ding-a-ling-a-linger ready. Here we go. Webcam, card cam is on. Right then, so there we go. That cleanses. I apparently have lost the ability to speak today. That cleanses the space right then. So then, dragons, our lovely wispy, Lisa in the chat would like to know, will they get a job offer soon from the places that they applied to? Will Lisa get a job? Will Lisa get a job offer from the places that they've applied to? Let's have a look, dragons. Oops, God, my hands are not working today at all. I do apologize. That is a shuffling error. That is not the cards. That's not the dragons. That is my fault. Right. So we're going to do 2 more. That, however, is a card that flipped and caught itself in the middle of the deck. So the Wheel of Fortune, it came out like this. So the Wheel of Fortune, my darling. Oh, the answer is possibly. I know that doesn't help, does it? But the Wheel of Fortune is a card of opportunity, but it's also a card of risk. Look at this, my darling, because you've got a blindfold, which means that there is a lot of risk involved at the moment, and it could go many ways, right? So it doesn't really help. Let's see what the cards have to say to get some pointers, right? So we know that the Wheel of Fortune, which is a major card, where's it going to drop? Where's it going to drop? Oh, there we go. So we know that the Wheel of Fortune as a major card is quite an important card. So then let's have a look. The Page of Swords again tonight. Right, the Ten of Swords and the High Priestess. Right, let's have a look then. So are you going to get job offers from the places you're applying to? So we're looking really at the where you are, what you need to know, and the opportunity. Okay, why is the angle is really, there we go, hold on, my fault, there you go, look, that's a better angle. So then where you are right now, the Page of Swords, this really does feel like you've gone on a bit of a journey to get to here, because it feels like you've got quite a lot of, there's a big massive upheaval that you've gone on, a big blockage, a big obstacle, a big challenge. That's the word I'm looking for, right? So the situation, it feels like whatever's happened recently, the job offer, it doesn't feel like you're currently working for, I don't know, say you're currently working for Google and you're getting you're applying for a job at YouTube. It doesn't feel like that. You know what I mean? It feels a lot more important than that. It feels like you've possibly lost a job and you're wanting to apply, or you're applying because, you know, you've left education or whatever it may be. Either way, it feels like this is really, really starting to get urgent, whether that's in terms of money or whether that's just in terms of other kinds of need. You really do need something to start moving now, my darling, because the situation here, you can see, if you think of it like this person's shadow there could almost be seen as a sword, but they've got the sword over their shoulders. They're just walking along quite happily, but they're staring at the book. They are reading, they are learning, because the other thing for the swords, the flip side of the swords, is that it's also the air sign, which is also for thoughts and ideas. But it does feel like there is this sort of youthfulness and this young kind of energy that's coming in with the page. That's almost, it's almost like, I don't know whether this is your first job or a new profession, something like that is the situation. That's where you are now. The obstacle, the 10 of Swords. So it does feel like there's a lot happening right now. It wouldn't surprise me if this was bills piling up, or, you know, the situation getting more and more tense as we go down. It's almost like I get the impression everything you've applied for, the applications have gone well, the interviews have gone well, things have been going well, but it's almost like, yes, but I haven't heard from that one, so I'm putting another application in with somewhere else, and I'm putting in another one with somewhere else, because it feels like, you know, you put an application in, oh, we'll give you a ring next week, you wait a week, that nothing comes of that one, so now you're a week further behind in rent or behind in bills or whatever this is, and it feels like it's getting overwhelming, because for me the 9 is when things are full, the 10 is when things are overflowing. So it feels like each one of these obstacles, it's like another little pin, it's like another little pin prick, and eventually, if you've got, I don't know, say you've got a lovely piece of leather, you keep pricking it with a pin, eventually you're going to get a hole, right? You keep on pricking with it, and eventually you haven't got a piece of leather, you've got some scraps. So even though each individual pin prick is only a little tiny hole, eventually it just degrades and degrades and degrades. And it's like that at the moment. It feels like everything that you've got going on, each another thing that comes in is like another pin prick in your sort of leather, if that makes sense. And eventually you know, it's just a leaky, or another hole in your boat, and eventually your boat sinks. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe, especially with this Wheel of Fortune. It feels like there's a lot of risk happening at the moment in your life. It feels like there's a lot of sort of the more negative side, and you keep trying to spin this wheel and land on win, and every time it comes up, it's either coming up miss a turn or spin again, and you just need a win. You just need a win. And hopefully, my darling, that is what this is saying here, because the High Priestess, again, out of 4 cards, you've got 2 majors, and this High Priestess is quite a positive card. You can see, look, she's got a treasure chest, that she's about to open this chest and reveal something to you. Okay, my darling, she's going to reveal ideally some fortunes, she's going to reveal some newness. Now the High Priestess is quite a spiritual card, so if there's any of these jobs that are more kind of ethical, spiritual, anything like that that's well suited, anything that kind of is more than just, I don't know, stacking shelves in a local shop, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but say if you've been applying for 3 jobs that are stacking shelves and 3 jobs in the charity sector, it would feel like the charity sector is going to come your way, because it feels like how to overcome everything and the way to head is on this sort of the charity sector, the more sort of giving of yourself, the caring kind of route. Does that make sense? Because the High Priestess, not so much, I would say less caring, more spiritual, because the High Priestess is about that spiritual connection, finding your truth, finding your way forward in between the darkness and the light, in between those different options. The High Priestess is also talking about finding that absolute spiritual connection. So if there's anything here around that, then if you've applied for anything, again, spiritual in the widest possible sense, so it could be tarot, it could be psychic work, it could be, working in a crystal shop, anything in the healing arts, anything at all that is connected with spirit or connected with that kind of vibe, then that feels really positive. So it does feel like there is something coming. It does feel, if you've applied for anything in that field particularly, it does feel like this is really good. However, just hang on in there right now. I know these sword cards are telling me that it's quite an urgent situation, and the longer it goes on, the more urgent it is. But please just hang on there. It does feel like there's positivity coming. Once again, I don't tend to see more than a month into the future. So yeah, it really does feel like this is coming up very soon, especially this Wheel of Fortune card coming. It feels like you just keep spinning that wheel. And eventually it does feel like you're going to land on a positive note. I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really do. The one thing I will say with this is be careful, because sometimes the risk involved with the Wheel of Fortune can outweigh the benefits. But I really, really hope that helps, my darling. Right, I'm going to swap back to the other camera, and then I'm going to come back to the live chat and just see what everybody has said in the live chat. Thank you so much. Oh, no problem at all, my darling. I hope that it helps. I really, really, really do. Sunny Truth, hello, my darling. Unfortunately, we're ending right now. I've just seen your question pop up in the chat. Oh, Patricia's just answered that there as well. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you, Ed. That makes sense, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. No problem, my darling. I hope that does help. So yes, unfortunately, everybody, I've actually got to finish really early, and I was late starting, so it's not even an hour's stream tonight. I'm so sorry, everybody. But yeah, that is going to be it for this evening. I will be back on Sunday evening, all being well, 7 p.m. UK time. Don't forget, members, we do have a hour-long member stream before 7 p.m. So it starts at 6 o'clock UK time for members. If you would like to join the membership, the details are just up here at buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. But thank you ever so much, everybody. Thank you to Ed and Patricia for jumping on as mods. Sorry to mess you around earlier, but yeah, thank you so much. We should be on 7 p.m. UK time, all being well, on Sunday evening. Thank you, Melena Masterton. Thank you very much for that lovely comment. A wonderful reader. Thank you, my darling. And I really hope that helps. Listen, whatever you're doing, whatever life throws at you at the moment, be well, stay safe, stay you, and stay authentic. And I hope very much to see you on Sunday, and I hope to be reading for you again on Sunday, all being well. Okay, my darlings, thank you ever so much for joining me tonight. Sorry it's been such a short stream. Thank you to the mods, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.